I can see that.
and then it causes it for it to be more sensitive.
Yeah. What happened is after it broke,
Uh-huh.
uh, that nail went out about to there,
Oh my.
but it was, half of it was split off.
Really?
So I had to take in my teeth and bite it off. Didn't have anything
You got to do what you could.
to, yeah. Well, it wants to stay.
Yeah, it does. Usually don't have this problem. Um, if you want to use the towel, I don't think it wants to come out, Shelly. We'll try one more time though. Oh, we did it! Thank you so much.
I doubt you'd have got that one by
No,
yourself.
I
don't
wouldn't
think
have.
I would have.
Teamwork. I don't know if it's the cold or what that made it so stiff.
Yeah, it could be, because when something gets cold,
Uh-huh.
it expands. So this would expand,
Uh-huh.
get bigger, and that little hole would get bigger inside. So it's double.
Oh. Well, that makes sense. I'm gonna have you put your hand back just a little bit.
Sure.
And when it hits an edge awkwardly, it kind of loses
Flips.
control. What have you guys been up to since I've seen you last?
What has it been, almost 3 weeks?
Uh-huh.
About 2 weeks ago, I fell off a ladder inside my garage. I was working on some electrical
Oh no,
in the
Shelly.
garage. Fell off.
Did you-
Some wood that was leaned up against the wall
Uh-huh.
uh, came tumbling down on the ladder and then on me, and I went into the doctor. He just said it'd be about 8 to 12 weeks for it to feel better.
So
But
you,
I've
you
got
hurt your back or?
No, I've got a bruise that big black.
On your back or where?
Right here. Above my kid.
And was anyone home to find you?
I pulled myself out and crawled out and went inside.
Oh my gosh, Shelly. Well, I'm glad nothing broke and you didn't get a concussion or
Yeah.
so much could have happened. You could have broken your back, your neck.
Yeah, there was, I fell on a piece of metal.
Oh my goodness.
And the weight of the wood is well over 1,000 pounds that came crashing down on me. So
Oh my gosh.
I shouldn't have made it.
Wow, Shelly. That is crazy. Well, I'm glad you made it. Well, you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
What happened? happened? Did you lose control or?
Well, I was putting, you'd have to see it to
Were you on a very
understand that I was on
high?
the top run, and I was trying to put together some big 2-inch pipe that had some pretty heavy cords in it, electrical cords,
Uh-huh.
and I couldn't get the male and the female together, and in the process of doing that, it pulled away from the wall, the pipe,
Uh-huh.
and just enough to take that pile of wood come tumbling down.
Wow. So it all happened so fast, I'm sure. So what are you gonna do next time to prevent?
The wood is set aside right now, and I've got 2 sons that came and helped me put up the rest. Oh,
Is this one sensitive?
that- it doesn't hurt, it just tickles.
Okay.
Well, that must be loose in a lot of places.
Yeah, it does have a few openings.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sure it does cause it to vibrate more.
That's what it is, it's vibration. Boy,
Is it hurting or anything?
just vibrate.
Okay.
Where's your boy today?
He is at school. Yeah.
Good for him. How does he do at school?
He is doing pretty good.
Good.
He did have a little incident a week ago or a week and a half ago
Mhm.
at school. He was playing soccer with a kid and they both ended up falling.
Mhm.
And then the other kid accidentally kicked him in the head, in the back of the
Oh,
head,
man.
and got a call from his school. And then I went to go see what's happening, and he just looked really like pale and off his regular color.
Uh-huh.
And then, like, I could sense that it wasn't his normal self. And his principal, she was kind of rude and whatnot. She's like, well, just wait it out. She's like, I'm like, well, I can't wait it out. I'm like, if I wait it out and, like, he gets some sort of internal bleeding or something, then I'm like, then I'm going to come after you guys, you know? And she's like, well, no, you can't do that because we're a school and you can't sue us. I'm like, right. So then I would have to go after the kid's family. I'm like, I need to take him to the doctor now because if he does have a concussion, I'm like, his birthday is tomorrow and he can't be bouncing around, you know?
Yeah.
And I need to know what's happening, what happened in his head, you know?
Yeah.
So I did take him to the U, and then they did some testing, and then they're like, yeah, he definitely has a concussion.
Really?
Uh-huh. And so they did a CAT scan and another testings, which was great because he didn't have any internal bleeding or anything broken. But I mean, if he were to be bouncing off walls and stuff like that, then
It
his
wouldn't have been
concussion, yeah, would have gotten worse, and then his brain would have swollen up.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's good that I did take him, and
It
then
is.
I was aware that okay, he has to relax and he can't jump and whatnot.
Yeah. That one's real close. It's
Is
okay.
it? Okay.
It's just close. Well, that's good that you're the mother that would take him in and take care of that. There are a lot of mothers that just would have said, hey, buck up and take her.
Yeah. It's just so scary because I don't want to lose him, and I don't
Oh,
want.
no.
I mean, I'd rather pay the price of any CAT scan or whatever it is
Yeah.
and make sure that he is gonna come home every night
Yeah?
versus him dying or being a vegetable. Can't do that.
Well, later on in life, when he gets to be a teenager, even before that, you've got gangs that if you've got a relationship with him, which I think you do, talk to him so that he can talk to you rather than go to his buddies in some type of a game because
You
man,
mean like to be able to talk to me about anything? Is that what you're meaning?
Yeah. Um, there's so much bullying that's going on these days. And if he's getting bullied,
Mm-hmm.
or if he's being bullied,
Mm-hmm.
that's something that you need to know,
Yeah.
able to address.
Yeah. Definitely.
You know.
So what's Barbara up to today?
And she was going to run to Walmart, I think it was, get some baker's chocolate. She has some, she makes candies, and she's got some turtles that she needs to pour chocolate over.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so delicious sounding.
Yeah, it is.
Does she want to open up a chocolate factory? No.
She just does it for the season of the year.
Well, that is so cool.
It's still pretty hard to go in and out. Oh, went in okay.
Yeah, at first it didn't want to go in. I'm like, what's
Huh.
happening?
So with the clientele and everything, are you able to make a go with the shop here, do you think?
Say that one more time.
With your clientele and your business that you've got, are you able to make it all right?
You know, be honest with you, around this time, after everyone goes back to school, it slows down a ton. And,
After the new year?
well, in end of August.
Oh,
it once everyone goes back to school
Uh-huh.
and stuff like that, it slows down.
Really?
Yes. And then it's kind of up in the air. You'll have highs and lows. In the
Uh-huh.
summertime, it's very, very high in
Why
every
so?
salon. So then people can't really get in, and so they just go wherever. And
Uh-huh.
then and they need it more done. Like the people who get religiously like pedicures and manicures will do
Uh-huh.
so in the summertime a lot, but then once it gets to being shoe time, then they kind of hibernate. So then you kind of, then you still get them in for a few haircuts or that. I mean, women can go a lot longer without haircuts. They go anywhere, I mean, if they have longer hair, they go anywhere between 3 to 6 months to a year without a haircut. So then you really have to build a high volume of clientele,
Mm-hmm.
which it takes a lot of time. Like if you think
Yeah.
about it, Salon Dante, they've been in business, I think this new year will be 54 years. So, but I mean, it took them, they've owned the hair portion for like 24 years
Mm-hmm.
and the spa portion for about 17 now.
Mm.
So it took them like half of their lifetime being in business to be at the location that they are to have what they have. So I mean, it took them a really long time to succeed. And when I've talked to Pat, because I would do her pedicures and gels
Mm-hmm.
and acrylics,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like pick her brain and stuff like that, and she's like, it's not easy, it's hard, it takes a while to build, and you can't make everyone happy and whatnot. And it's like so many people go in it and kind of go out of business because, of course, the first year you're barely making the bills. The
Mm-hmm.
second year, you kind of start making more clientele, a little bit more profit where you can pay your debt if you haven't been able to pay your bills the first year. So then you're playing catch up the second year. Then the third year is where you've caught up with your debt and then you've made way more clientele than you made a sufficient amount of employees where they can kind of keep up with the volume that's coming in, and then that's when you start making profit. So the first second year you're
So 3
drowning in
years.
debt pretty much. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's where I am at.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it definitely has a bit of clientele, but of course, I can't compare myself to Amber Renee, who's been in business for 8 or 10 years, or Salon Dante, who's been in business for 54 years, because they've had their highs and lows of shares. Now, like, they've had what is it called? The spa part, they've had it for 17 years, and
Mm-hmm.
it's 11,000 square feet, and yes, they're $1 million company, but they had to eat a lot of crap in the beginning and suck it up to be who they are today. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's what I keep trying to remind myself. It's like, and I keep telling myself, it's like, yeah, Pat did tell me it was going to
It's
be
going to
hard.
be work,
Mm-hmm.
and it won't happen overnight.
No, it
That's kind
won't.
of what you.
Yes. So I mean, like in December, like this month, it's definitely going to pick up a lot more than it has in October, ending of August, September, and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, because it's like the holidays, and the people who haven't gotten a manicure since August, they're probably gonna come by and say, "Hey, I need a manicure and whatnot."
Mm-hmm.
But that's just because the holidays are here and they want to look good, or everyone is kind of saving up for the last minute hairdo, so that way um, they can buy their families gifts and all that good stuff.
Uh-huh.
So it makes it hard because, like Small Business Saturday, like the people next door, the Asian people,
Yeah.
they've owned the guy has owned their salon for about 20 something years.
This
And
is the one
right,
just down
just,
here.
uh-huh. Um, him and his sister and whoever work at this sandwich shop, but they also own a salon, or he owns a salon, and he's owned it for quite some time. And his sister came in wanting to buy one of my shampoo chairs and whatnot, and she was like, "How's business?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's good." She's like, "Have you had any clients Friday and Saturday?" And that was like Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. I mean, on Small Business Saturday, it was like dead, even like in the eating area, because everyone's like,
Out shop.
and I was like, "Yeah, there's been a few." And she's like, "Well, not for us." She's like, "No one has been in the shop for 2 days now, Friday and Saturday." So, I mean, it's crazy to think, even though, yes, I haven't been in the industry or established here for so long, but at least I got a few, knowing that the company that's been in business for 20 something years didn't really get any volume.
Yeah.
So it's like you just never really know. And it just makes it so hard to have a good, sufficient revenue. But it's hard. It definitely is. And so you got to find out new ways and new strategies on how to advertise, how to market yourself, and everything else. And in this industry, it's very, very hard because it's like there's a salon in every corner, there's a barbershop
That's
in
true.
every corner, and at that, I mean, just right here, see the Bhutan? There's a salon, spa place right on the side of it. Then there's a nail place right there, and then right across the street from this place, there's
Yeah.
another salon. So, I mean, just in like 300 square feet, or I don't know the estimate of like this area, there's 3 places where people can get their hair and nails done. And it's mind blowing, you know what I mean? Because it's like, if I was just to be here, it's like I would get so much volume, but yet there's like 3 of them right back to back to back, which makes it really, really hard, you know? Because it's like if they walk in here and I am busy, then they're going to go next door or wherever else. BMR Hair Lounge, how can I help you? Ashley is a voice recording. And so then you gotta find, you know, strategies and different ways to be able to do what others aren't doing so you can do
Get
better.
the clientele.
Yeah, because I mean, like the Tip Top Nails, they're all Asians. It's like a product line, like getting you in and out. You know what I mean? They don't get personal with people. They don't. I mean, of course they're like, oh, what you do for work and this and that. But then what clients don't like sometimes is because they talk within each other and not as much with the client. Then, you know, you get a few of their clients and they're like, well, you know, they're like half the price that you are, but I'd rather come to you because even though you might be talking to your employee or whoever it is, you're not making me feel neglected. Like, I can jump in your conversation with your employee and we can all talk. Versus at those shops, like, how was your experience when you went to Danny's Nails next door?
Exactly what you're saying.
And so then it's like, okay, this is not fun because it's like I'm spending 20, 30 minutes doing this, but yeah, it's like I'm kind of being forgotten. But yeah, they just want me to go back just because they're cheap. You know what I mean? And so, like, I was talking to a few people, and it's like, well, my prices are a little bit more than next door, but it's because I want to be personable with you. I want to know everything about you and talk to you and build that relationship. It's not like me trying to hustle, hustle, hustle and get you out so that way I can get the next person in.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, that is the goal, but at the same time, you want to build relationships with people. You want to, like, when you think I need to get my nails done or refilled, then I come to your mind, not Tip Top Nails, not Danny's next door by Salon Dante.
Sure.
And so it just makes it, I mean, it makes it easier sometimes, but then yeah, it makes it harder because then there's people that are like, oh yeah, I mean, my edges around are not smooth, but yet I only paid $20 for a full set. Well, I mean, if that's what you want, okay, but I want my edges smooth. I don't want to like go like this and feel crumblies and uneven. Like, I'm a very bad picker, and I used to go get my nails done at Century Nails by Valley Fair Mall
Mm-hmm.
when I was younger. And because there was imperfections and I could feel it, I would start trying to get it off with my teeth, and then I would end up like ripping my whole nail off. But because I didn't know better, I would keep going back because there weren't that many nail salons within walking limits. And I think about it, I'm like, man, I wasted so much money like getting my toes done and ripping off the acrylics because I didn't like the way it felt. And then I would go back and I'd be like, can you smooth this for me? And of course they kind of would, but yeah, they're talking crap about you. And then they even do a faster job because you pissed them off because you're telling them, hey, can you like
Fix
smooth
what
this?
you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I am gonna do a little bit of adjusting on pricing. I am going to start doing, I want to say the full sets, because either way, I always give people $5 to $10 off. Then realistically, then I'm giving them too big of a discount where I'm kind of underselling myself. So instead of doing that, then it's like, I was thinking, because for the full set acrylics, I do charge $39, but then if you do get an acrylic full set and then a gel, then I always take like 10 or 15 bucks. But instead of doing that, then I should just take $5 off of the full set, and then if you do the gel with the full set, then you automatically get $5 off. You know what I mean? So in real life, like, yes, I am losing or whatever it is, but yeah, I'm one of those people who like gives discounts to people. Well, I need to quit doing that. I need to just set a flat rate and then just do that, because then by doing that, I basically charge them like $10 for a gel where it should have been 20, you know what I mean? Because it does take like 20, 30 minutes to apply.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And so with men's haircuts, I was doing a wash cut style and a hot towel. And for seniors, I was doing 20, but doing all that. And then for non-seniors, I was doing 25 with all that. But doing a wash,
Yeah.
it takes about 5 to 10 minutes, 15 if you want to really pamper them. And then a style takes another 5 to 10 minutes depending on if you're blow drying and whatnot. So then instead of doing all that, and basically a men's haircut with a wash cut style takes about and a hot towel takes about an hour. Well, I mean, you go to any other place, then they would be uh, paying additional. For example, if you go anywhere else, like to get a wash would be about about $10 to $15 extra, and you want a style would be another $5 to $10 to $15 extra. So someone walks out of there spending basically $60 because they got the wash, the style, and the hot towel. Well, here I'm gonna do flat 20 for everyone. And then if they want like a wash or a style or whatever, then it would just be $5 more, which is still cheaper than other places, but yet I'm not spending an hour on a classic cut and doing a wash and a style and a hot towel all for free, because in real life it's not doing well, like I'm still drowning in debt. And so I went to this barbering class, and it was really good information because it's like, it basically gives you clarification, because they're like, well, if anyone goes to sports cut, sports clips, or whatever it is, for a number on top, for a number on the side, they're still paying anywhere from $20 to $23. So it's like, you're gonna do a better job in blending. Why don't you just set like a $20 flat rate, so that way when people do want that extra additive, then, so are you wanting to put tips on some of these?
I don't know, what do you think?
We end up cutting them off anyways. Then it just makes them a little bit more bulky. You know what I mean?
That's better.
So then, because you like them as short as the tips pretty much, right? Because a lot of them do have quite a bit of length, and we end up like filing most of this off. So then there's no sense of gluing it and then cutting it as short as your tips go. So if you would like, we can just apply the product, and then we can shorten these exactly how you like them.
Okay.
And then it won't add that extra layer to make them more bulky.
Okay.
Gonna go grab my other base coat that I have.
Okay.
And what they were saying was, well, what he was saying was like, okay, so if you do these hour haircuts, and what happens if your appointment doesn't show up? Then you made $0. Well, how are you going to pay all of your overhead if you're making basically $20 a day because it took you an hour to do this haircut, and then your next hour didn't show up, and then your next hour you might not get any walk-ins? You know what I mean? And he's like, so that way if you do flat 20, and that gives you 30 minutes to do it, then that gives you time to schedule your second appointment 30 minutes after, so that way if your one haircut doesn't show up, then you're not, yeah.
Now, is this a nail polish?
So this is the gel base coat,
Oh.
and
okay.
it'll help for the hard gel to
Lifting.
stick on.
Okay.
It's like the foundation, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And with women cuts, because, I do want to build a clientele, I always give a style for free, which, I mean, can be good, but yeah, how often do they get a haircut? You know, twice a year. And it's like either way they go somewhere else, they're going to pay $50 for a style and cut, or $50 for a haircut, and then another 25 bucks for a style. So then it's like, yeah, I'm building a clientele, but yeah, I'm not building any profit, which makes complete sense, because it's like, even though I would get 20% off as an employee at Salon Nantes. Well, I mean, for a style, for a haircut, it was like 25-30 bucks. And then for a style, another 20-25 bucks. And like me being an employee there, I still paid 55 bucks for a haircut and style. So it's like, if I were to be the one paying for that because I wanted my hair and nails done, or my hair done, then other people will do that too. You know what I mean? And with me tipping them 15, oh yes, tipping, 15 or 20 bucks, I just realistically spent like 60-70 bucks on a haircut with a tip and a style, and it's just round brushing or flat ironing their hair or whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy was also saying, was like, well, you do the free hairstyle or whatever it is, but how many guys do you see as soon as they get out of your chair, they put their hat on? And then you just wasted 10-15 minutes while your walk-in is like impatiently waiting, like, okay, lady, you're taking too long with styling his hair. And then as soon as they get up, they throw a hat on, and it's like, dude, I gave you that free style, and it took my time and product, and you're not even gonna enjoy it. That's like a slap in the face. And I mean, a lot of guys, they're like, oh, well, thanks, that was nice. And like, they don't see where we kind of like, it hurts our feelings because we're trying to go over the extra mile to do something for them, but yeah, they don't even enjoy it for a few hours. You know what I mean? They just like throw on a hat, and it's like, okay, well, that was a waste of my time.
Yeah.
I mean, in this industry, you really have to care about people. It's like, if you're one of those people that treats you kind of like a product line, like when you go in a factory, you're just trying to get those numbers. I mean, the only way they are succeeding is because they're so cheap that all they do get is the very, very cheap people. And I am trying to get rid of the cheap people. I want clients that want to treat themselves, that, you know what I mean?
And
Like,
appreciate it.
yeah. I mean, like, you go to the last place that I worked at, like the owner, the owner's daughter, it's like they're friends with everybody. You know, they are just like, oh, they know everybody's name. They're very, very personable. And I've told Pat or her daughter, and I'm like, you know what? Like one day I want to be just like you guys. And you know, the way she treated her employees or whatever it was, she would be eating something and she'd be like, do you want some? Do you want to buy it? Do you want to try it? And you know what I mean? And you work for other owners and it's like, well, why are you looking at my food? You know what I mean? And I don't want to be like that. Like, if I have a piece of pie, I will share some, you know? And it's nice to be able to feel like, oh, like my boss actually cares about me, or my nail tech, or whoever it is, they care about me. It's not like just getting me in and out. And like, I've worked at Asian salons, and you get in big doo-doo if you don't hustle, 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 and like do a full set in 30, 45 minutes because they are charging $25 for a full set out in wherever. And then they're not making money if you're taking your time, and then they'll pull you to the side as soon as you're done with that client and be like, look, Valmira, you need to hurry up. And it's like, I'm hurrying, but it needs to look better. Well, you're like, no, you just got to do it. So when it came down to passing down your business to your kids, were they interested? Did you get them involved growing up, or how did you do all that? Did they want to do it, or did you kind of like?
No, they wanted to take over.
And they've been involved for quite some time with you.
Yeah.
And so, how long did you have it for? Like you had it before you.
I started in 1972.
So how many kids did you have at that time?
0.
Okay.
That's when we got married.
Wow.
And our second son is the one that's over the stone setting, part of the business right now. He used to go to work with me after school, summers. Sometimes not because he wanted to, but it was nice to get paid, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And they're learning that it takes time and commitment. He's probably working 14, 16 hours a day.
Like right now? Wow.
It's this time of year right now is about the busiest there is.
And why would that be?
August to December, because everyone wants to be in their home by Christmas.
Okay. And so you guys sell all over Utah or all over the U.S., or how does your company work?
Well, the stone company, the National Stone Products, will sell, we sell to a lot of not architects, but landscapers, because they want to put stone walkways, you know, in, or they want some decorative rock here or there.
So remember to tap. So was Barbara a nurse when you met her or afterwards?
She had just graduated.
Aww. You'll have to bring in some pictures so I can see what you guys look like when you got married. I would love to see you guys when you're at your youngster age.
Mm-hmm.
I see you guys now and you're just like so perfect for each other. I mean, and we were talking and whatnot, and like you built the ground up her business and whatnot, and I was like asking her if it was hard to sell or if it was hard letting it go, like mentally, because it's like I wouldn't be able to sell
After
that.
20 years. Yeah, after 20 years, you think you'd want to keep it forever. It was time.
Yeah. Well, that's a long time to be in business. So it was, I'm sure, it was a great experience and feeling and seeing it succeed. And now you're like, you know what? I have no motivation, no time, and it's time to let it go.
Mm-hmm.
And did the kids help in that one too?
Oh, yeah. Wait me when you're done.
I
All
will.
of a sudden done. Real tired.
the thumbs last, just so that way all the product doesn't start kind of looping on one side.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you have done if your kids didn't want to take the business? Would you have sold it to your grandkids, or what would you do?
Well, I'm not sure. I always had in mind that it would go to the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was talking to my sister, and I was telling her it's really hard to, like, once you start booming and stuff like that, it's really hard to trust people.
Yep.
Because back to where I used to work, I was asking the owner, I'm like, so why at 75 years old are you not retired? And of course she loved being there and doing the booking, but also she's like, if your employees know you're not there, they're going to give more discounts off or kind of mistreat the clients or do whatever the heck they want. And she's like, so you will know when you do have one, you kind of have to always be there or have, like, your kid or someone that you can fully trust for them to be there
Yeah.
and take care of what's happening. And I mean, it is true, because I worked at other places other than where I was at last time, and it's like, the owner or the owner's daughter isn't there, then it's like people do more free services on each other, and you know what I mean? Then they're wasting product and all that good stuff, because it's like, I used to work at Mid-City Salon, and it's like, for us to paint our nails with like gel or anything, we would have to pay about $7 to $10, just
For product.
for using that product one time. Which makes sense, but before it's like, well, that's not, like, why? But like when she wasn't there, of course, all the girls were like doing whatever they wanted to each other. And of course it's wasting the salon's product.
Yeah.
And she's like, for my son, that, once he does get older, he can come and assist and kind of manage and whatnot. And I was like, well, I don't want to, like, put him, like, trap him into this industry. I want him to find his own niche. And she's like, you're right. But what is wrong with having a few niches where he can come help you at the salon, but yet he can do his sports or coach or whatever it may be that he wants to do? And I was like, wow, that is a great idea, because it's like, I was telling her, I'm like, when I do get more established and have a staff, I'm going to have to hire or make some of them a manager, an assistant manager, and pay them a little bit more, give them more, what is it called, bonuses and things like that, because then when I'm not there, then they're gonna kind of have things under control.
Yeah.
and it's going to be hard to trust those people, and I have trust issues.
Mm. There are a lot of people that, like you said, that are in that business, and they're not all trustworthy.
Mhm. That is so very true. And the hardest thing is like, as an owner, finding good stylists that will care about the client that's sitting in their chair. 'Cause I mean, when I did have the other few girls, I don't mean to bash on them, but it's like they weren't really caring. They were just here for a paycheck, and I didn't like that. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just about cutting their hair and sending them on their way. Like, you gotta get a little bit more personable with them. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's like, then they're not gonna want to come back to you. They're gonna want to come back to me, and I want them to come back to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, in that case, it's like, okay, then they think that I'm not wanting to give them those clients, and that's not the case, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go ahead and switch hands. Let him in the light.
There's Lola.
Yep. Just waiting for her honey.
Somebody's got a nickel.
Just gonna put some more product on the side. That way it doesn't crack. VMR Hair Lounge, how can I help you? Okay, how can I help you? Who are you with? Okay, so I'm currently already with a, so you guys are credit card processing? Okay, so what are you wanting? I am, and I already have a company who's assisting me with that. Okay, I am not interested at the moment. Right. Okay, yeah, I am not interested. Thank you. I have no idea what he's saying, but I don't want to be a part of it. Well, hello there. How's it going? I thought he was here. He closed up his office, or he left the doors open. So if he left them open, that means he'll be back. Oh no. Yeah, he never leaves unless it's for lunch. And at that, it's like right across the street sometimes. the length feel good on those?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those.
Awesome. this one feel just a touch longer?
That's good.
That's a good length.
Yeah, both of those.
Okay. What about the rest of them?
Yeah.
Yeah?
This little one might be a little too long.
Okay.
Here.
Yay! It's about time. Okay, so I'll have you wash if that feels all good, and then we'll do the matte layer. And this stuff looks so much more natural than the acrylic. I feel
Mhm.
like.
Mhm.
Does he feel so much better?
Yes.
That is
you look
great.
good.
Just gonna exit out of YouTube and then take an after shot.